be. It's like the first couple of seasons. It's really good.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it is. They got a new showrunner, and she's like really good. She's a really good director and writer and everything.
Oh my god!
Really good.
Sai, I think you just got disagreed with there.
Oh yeah, well.
Sorry, it sounded like there was a gunshot outside, so she's upset.
Don't you me, honey.
You hear somebody?
All right, so quick update before we get started here. Took Grady back to the vet today, and they're still not 100% sure what it is. He's lost a few more ounces. It still could be a infection of some sort. We're going to keep doing what we're doing now. They're going to actually talk to some of the different vets and kind of see what they think. They did some scans this morning. Nothing came up positive, but it's either some kind of a really, really aggressive infection or it's lymphoma. And unfortunately, it's kind of leaning towards lymphoma. So he's basically like, he's not in any pain as long as he's just running around and still doing what he's doing. We're fine, but he's like, just every day, just make sure every day's a good day. So
I have a question. Have you considered that possibly Grady saw like a cute cat and he's been trying to slim down? So,
no, not quite.
No. Good try though.
He's 14. He's technically a senior, so I think he's well past that.
Hey, you're never too old, man. You never.
Well, true. But Ray and Chris, could y'all actually tilt your camera up just a little bit? That works. Thank you.
Eugene, could you also tilt your camera up just a little bit? A little more. Keep going. Keep going.
Is that good?
Hey,
All right, cool.
It's your number one fan.
And Sai's back on the show. All right, so.
Yeah.
All right, are we waiting for the boyfriend to join us? Okay, no.
No,
So.
he'll come in a little bit, and I'll set up the Roku for. He's fine.
Okay.
He's fine.
He's doing things. He's, in fact, right now I think he's in there cleaning.
Did I tell y'all what Rudy did to me with his PlayStation? Did I tell you about
What
this?
Rudy did to you?
Okay, I wasn't 100% sure it was him, but I thought it might be.
What a dick, man!
What happened?
What happened?
He gave his PlayStation account to his kid, and his kid's going around.
He only has the one account.
Right, but he did this after submitting friend requests out to everybody. So I'm thinking that's Rudy, and like I keep getting like invitations from who I think is Rudy to play games, and I got an invitation one day from his kid, and he wanted me to play like Battlefront or something, and so I jumped on there, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he's like, "Who's this?" And I'm like, "Oh, I know who you are. You're what's his name? You're Rudy's Jameson. You're Rudy's kid." And he's like, "This is Uncle Si." And he goes, "Uncle who?" He's like, "I don't know who you are." And I'm like, "Yeah, I've been over there before. You've seen me. Y'all showed me your arcade machine." And he's like, "Okay." And like, and then he wants to like talk to me and stuff. And I'm like, "This is weird." And I'm like, "All right, well, I gotta go." And he's like, "All right, whatever." Like he's like a little rude kid on there. And I was like, I didn't think nothing about it for a little bit, and then I was like, fuck this. And I deleted Rudy from everything. I don't have him friended on PlayStation, Switch, nothing. Cause I'm like, I'm not talking to.
He never plays anyway, so that's probably a good idea.
That puts me in a weird position, man. Like I'm like, the last thing in the world I want is for people to go around, how come Si's talking to my kid? You know, like that's
accurate.
You know, like, no, this is not okay. So I'm just like, what a jerk.
That's hilarious. I thought that was what you were talking about, but I was like, it'll come out eventually. I'll find out eventually. So.
Well, I asked him about it. I was like, hey, your kid text, because I wanted to make sure he knew, like, from me. Like,
Yes.
I wanted to make sure he heard it from me and not like from his son going, hey, your weird friend was messaging me. You know what I mean? Like,
your weird friend.
Well, that's probably, so I was like, hey, just so you know, your son is using your account and he's like sending out requests to people that he doesn't even know and stuff, just so you know. And Rudy's like, oh, yeah, I let him do that. And I'm just like, well, whatever. That's not cool, dude.
All right. Nice tail action there, Lainey.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Wait a minute. What did I miss?
You didn't see you didn't see the swinging rope back and forth of the tail about to smack her in the face, which was going to be kind of funny, but
Thanks for that.
Yeah. All right, so that we don't go too late and everyone can get to bed, we'll get started here in just a second. All right, let's see here. That's the other thing is now that I'm redoing everything, like, I'm still waiting to hear back from the guy that I contacted about redoing our all of our music and everything. But I need to sit down and play with OBS some more and kind of get the screen to look a little better and everything else. So, but it's not a reboot; it's just an update. So, don't call it a comeback. And there goes the tail again.
It's her fan, okay? It's hot.
Have you ever strapped something to her tail? Just let her like fan you?
And I've considered it.
All right,
just
let's
useless any other way.
Well, dogs. Let's see here. Muting the mic.
Epically Geeky things.
Yet. Welcome back to the Epically Geeky Show, episode number 106. I'm your host for the evening, Eugene Stevens. Tonight's opening question is, if you were Santa, what would you want children to leave out for you? Now, normally I would randomly pick someone and ask them this question. We actually have someone joining the show. He couldn't make it tonight, though. His family wanted to do Christmassy stuff. So, our friend Sean, that is oftentimes in the chat room, is going to start joining us from the show. But he went ahead and sent in his stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and read his answer for this one. And that is eggnog, which I understand. It's Christmas time. You're Santa Claus. Eggnog sounds like a perfectly good thing. And mozzarella sticks.
I would agree with that.
Now, y'all know Sean. Y'all actually know Sean.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for mozzarella sticks?
I think he just likes them.
It's deep fried cheese, man. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I'm not arguing. I'm just saying.
It's deep fried cheese. It's deliciousness and it's good.
That's basically what it is. Deep fried cheese.
I'm going to jump in with mine, and I'm going to say I really want to say eggnog, but I'm thinking about this as in I'm Santa Claus. I've got a really long night ahead of me. Maybe Diet Dr. Pepper and
something that won't make us.
No, it's fine. Jump in because I talk too much anyway. I'm going to stick with cookies. Cookies are probably fine. So, but yeah, I'm going to go with Diet Dr. Pepper on that. So, tell you what, we'll go ahead and jump up to Club Canada up there because we've got lots of them there tonight. Ray, would you like to kick it off? What would you, if you were Santa Claus, what would you want left out for you, buddy?
All right, so I had to go along the same idea of I'm up all night, so I'm going to need some coffee, but I got to have some Baileys with it to make it a good night. So Baileys. Okay. And then you got a carb load too, but you need some fats to go along with your carbs. So you got to go with a protein. So you got to have.
Oh my God, Canadian Santa! I would totally leave protein for
carb load. I was like, are you gonna say like lasagna, like just a big plate of lasagna?
No, much worse. Much worse.
There you go.
Ray can have whatever he wants. I don't care.
Chris, what are you going with?
So again, it's a whole night. Need to stay hydrated. So Starbucks passion fruit lemonade iced tea, and because you need something to counteract all that sweet dill pickle rice cakes.
Wow. Okay.
Healthy kick over here.
I would eat that all night long.
That works for you. So, tell you what, let's go ahead and move to Canada Juniors. We're joined by some special guests this evening. Logan, what things would you want if you were Santa Claus? What would you want left out for you?
Pumpkin pie and strawberry milk. Yeah.
Pumpkin pie and strawberry milk.
That's the most wholesome thing anyone's ever said on the show.
Not a bad answer.
God, you guys.
What about you, Quinn?
This one's actually quite obvious. Root beer and pizza.
I love them so
Dude,
much.
that may be the best answer so far. That's going to be hard for our last two people to beat.
Sweetest.
Speaking of our last two people returning after a long hiatus, Lainey, what things would you want left out for you?
Oh my God, hi. So none of this should be a shock to anybody, but I want a 6-pack of cheer left out for me. I'm only going to drink one, but I'm going to take the rest on the road to enjoy later. Like
Gotcha.
when I'm done, obviously, because I feel like it's a long night.
Yeah, I was going to. You get through North America, and I don't know how well your Santa Clausing skills are going to be.
One beer. I'm fine. I just need to chill a little bit because I know me, and as Santa, I would be stupid stressed like all the time. So I would want a 6-pack of cheer and then street tacos with extra
nice.
Oh, you know what? Can I re-answer?
I don't know. The poutine sounded like a good answer to me.
Yeah, it did.
I'm thinking Freebirds now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Cyrus, what would you want left out for you, sir?
Stay with me for a second because it's going to sound a little strange.
Please. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you. I would like a large jar of petroleum jelly, and there's a couple of reasons why.
Okay.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. You have a long night ahead of you. He's a big, huge, fat dude. There's going to be a lot of chafing, so it could be useful. The other reason is he's got to go down a lot of chimneys, and some of those chimneys might need a little help getting them down.
Well thought out.
Yes.
Is there any food product you would like left out though?
Food product. I mean, I think you guys have got. That's the problem. That's why
That's why you need the petroleum jelly. I got you.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Fair.
Water it is.
Hey.
Well, this episode, we decided it's almost Christmas time. It is the 1st of December, and we decided to share some of our items on our Christmas wish list. Now, the key thing that I told everyone is they have to be real things. So, like a DeLorean that goes back in time, can't ask for that. If you want a DeLorean, fine, go ahead and ask for a DeLorean. An actual TARDIS. And then, of course, some of those, things that you can't buy, like world peace and stuff like that. Not on the list. You can put that on your other list, but on this list, you have to be able to find it somewhere at a store. It may cost you an arm and a leg, but you have to be able to find it. So with that said, everyone came out with a Christmas wish list. In traditional fashion, would anyone like to go first? All right, Quinn.
Go ahead, Quinn.
No, we're going to go through it one at a time. One at a time.
Yeah, just one.
Just one.
Okay.
Just one. What's your first one, buddy?
Just go from the top down.
All the good Legends of Zelda games, which include Ocarina of Time, Hyrule Heroes, and etc. Like Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword. Yeah.
He's looking to go through the whole story.
Yeah.
Nice.
Every single story. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that answer.
That is a good answer. That is a lot of time to invest, but that is a good answer.
It's good being early, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure Cyrus can appreciate that one too.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely. Tell you what, we'll just go ahead and make our way around there. Logan, what's the first one on your list?
Oh, what was it? Nintendo Labo.
Nice. Is there a particular one?
Piano one.
The piano one.
So you can do piano. I don't know.
Yeah, I was actually just telling my wife, I was like, maybe we need to look at getting one of those for the boys because those look pretty cool.
Yeah. So Aunt Lainey can play with it.
That too. Ray, what's the first thing on your list?
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go out there. It's next year's models, obviously, because they're not being released just yet, but they're on my list. A new bus. It's the ID Buzz.
Oh, okay.
I think it's awesome, but because you can't have electric vehicle two, it's all one package. So the other one is the Mini. Mini's coming out with an electric vehicle next year as well. So I got to have my Mini, and the second vehicle will be the Buzz. That way we have a nice wicked, Westphalia eventually, and it should be fun.
There you go. One of the new buses. That's awesome. Chris, what's the first thing on your list?
Solar panels for the whole house and a Tesla wall.
Oh, yes. That's a great answer. That is a great answer. If I could afford it, believe me, I would.
Oh, yeah.
Would be doing it. It would be awesome. Lainey, what's the first thing on your list?
So the first thing on my list is the entire series of Sabrina the Teenage Witch on DVD.
The original one or this new one?
The original. But I do love the new one.
Okay.
Obviously. Of course I love the new one. It's super good.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it, so.
I'm obsessed.
Cyrus, what's the first thing on your list?
I said a job, but I didn't realize that I would have to buy something. So.
You know what? We'll accept job because
that works.
Yeah.
That's my number one on every list right now.
Jennifer and Sean both sent us their information. The first thing she had on her list was a Tesla. Can't argue with that.
The car?
Yes.
Tesla? Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I just said it had to be something that you could purchase. I didn't put a spending limit on it. So,
I specifically want the Tesla that's in outer space. That's the one that I want.
His? The first thing that was on Sean's list was season 1 of Star Trek Discovery. So I have not watched it. I've heard good things about it. I just haven't pulled the trigger on doing the CBS app. So, and it's one of those things I probably should just do it, watch the whole thing over, over a month and shut it back off or something. So.
Well, with the new one, there's the Starfleet Academy coming with Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
That's going to be awesome.
That's going to be, yeah. That's the thing. Everybody was like, I don't know, maybe I'll pull the trigger. And they're like, oh, by the way, we're bringing Patrick Stewart back. And all the Star Trek people are like, well, guess we get CBS. You did it. You did it, CBS. You finally figured it out. The first thing on my list is a Hori fighting commander for the Xbox One. Ooh. I have several fighting games on the Xbox. And literally a month ago, I was just like, why don't I ever play these games? So I pulled them out and I started playing them. And I was like, that's why I don't play these games. The Xbox controller sucks for trying to play fighting games.
Yes,
and so I was looking it up. And everyone's like, if you need a cross pad to play it, this is the way to go. So that is literally number one on my list, because not only is it a gift, it is a gift that unlocks kind of other gifts that are just sitting there. I don't ever play these games, and I've got some awesome fighting games I'd like to start playing again. So,
or a game I bought you that you've never played.
Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom?
No, Titanfall 2.
Oh no, I've played it a little bit.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
you haven't been on your Xbox in 40 something days or something.
Dude, I know. And then now my boys are constantly playing the Cars 2 game or whatever. So between that and that one racing game that I downloaded, that's. So But and I almost put Red Dead on mine. I'll be honest with you. It's everything I look at. I'm just like, oh, I want Red Dead.
That's really cool.
I know, but it'll eat my life. Quinn, what's your number 2?
Wait. When it comes to fighting games, I think it's just like boom, it's easy. Also, my second thing on my list.
Ooh, gotcha.
There's a bit of shade there. Ooh.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh, Quinny's the best.
All the Nerf guns, like
All of them.
All of
all of them.
He
Hell,
like
you're
We're
wants
gonna I guess.
apparently.
aim high, you know.
Saving it for the apocalypse, aren't we?
All right then.
Well, you know, it's Nerf or nothing.
Very true.
I
Logan,
mean, this is our Nerf guns.
what's your next one?
Anything to go to Comic-Con San Diego because I've never gone.
Nice. Oh, that's a good
I
one.
didn't even have that one.
I know, right? Dang.
Who would you cosplay as?
Oh, good question.
Ooh.
Jeez. Who-
Probably Dustin.
Oh, from Stranger Things?
I thought you would say Hung.
That would be
God.
nice.
I would totally
It's
go with
ending-
you too, and I would totally dress as 11, and it would be so much fun.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
It would be
That
so.
would be really cool.
I thought it'd be cool if you went like as Logan's daughter, you know?
Oh, X23.
X23.
Yeah,
That would be awesome too.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Chris, sorry, Ray, what's your next one?
So this one's a little bit of a shot. Sorry.
Okay.
Our TV is like 10 years old now.
It works fine.
So
I-
I'd like to get
so agree.
I'd like to get a
I
4K,
I agree so much.
a 50-inch 4K TV. That's all I'm looking for. Nice,
I agree.
small, not 70. Just
Hang on just a second. Hang on. Is your TV HD?
yes, it
Okay.
is HD. It is an LCD, but it's time for a new one.
Is it
Whoa,
1080? Is it 1080p?
It is 1080p.
Oh,
Is it-
okay?
Is it LCD or is it
LCD, not LED.
okay.
CD.
I would go
I was gonna
LED now.
You might
Hey.
want to check to see how much electricity that thing's burning because it may actually save you money to go to a new TV.
There's your angle. There's your angle.
And I'm not listening to you.
I'm trying to help you, dude.
No.
I brought that
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Check the Energy Star ratings.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You know what? Cyrus and I can help research that for you.
You on my shit list.
I think Best Buy has all that stuff listed.
Mom, you're 19 for 18 and
No.
You don't have time.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Chris, what's next on your list?
A TV. I love you.
A lawyer?
A lawyer.
No, it's
That's
not
one expensive TV.
Yeah. So Ray just told me about this one, so now I want it. Is a 2020 Kia Soul EV because I love my Kia Soul very much, and I think it's a perfect car. So then it'll just be EV, and then it's extra perfect.
Nice.
So yeah, the new Kia Soul EV's got like 201 horsepower, just over 200 pound-feet of torque, and it actually goes like stink. And then
It's got
and then
really good range.
it's also got like 300 some odd miles charge. So
Really?
yeah.
Is there like two versions that are the same, like an EV and a Pikachu? Or
Yes. I would like
I
to
like your joke.
Guys, size on the board with the jokes. All right. Lainey, what's your next one?
Oh my god, I can't with y'all. So Chris accidentally kind of hit on one of mine earlier, but one of mine was tickets to Canada.
Nice.
I just want plane tickets so I can come and see you guys because Logan's gonna be like too cool for me really, really soon. So
Well,
it's gonna
there's
happen.
There's a pullout, or there's also a cottage that's for sale or for rent, not far. So
I like all of these options. I love all of these options.
Good
I will
deal.
come and teach Canada. Why not? Sounds fun.
What is the maximum amount of snow that you've seen at any given time? I'm just
Like
curious.
in one day?
Well, like sitting on the ground, like
I don't
like
like
if you.
that.
Oh,
what? Oh God!
4 winters ago, it was 11 feet.
Yeah.
No. That was
that
over.
was on the side of the. That was in
Oh, hang on.
Paisley,
No,
though.
that was a
What?
Paisley, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, but
don't
no,
freak
that
them
we've
out.
seen. Don't freak them out.
Okay.
Hey, 11
Mom!
Okay.
Guys,
That was.
I'm not freaked out. I think that's awesome.
It's over.
That was over like. That
that's
was over
like
like
3 of me, you guys.
That was a week though.
A week, and that was all. Well, that was more than a week. But anyway, that was a drift. That was a snow drift that was formed, and yeah, they had to bring in special equipment to get it out of the area.
But the most like several feet.
Oh yeah, no,
at least.
Now they're backing off the 11 number because they.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Half max.
Maybe it was like 7.
So I remember specifically in Port Elgin when we lived there, we had one winter where my snowblower wouldn't go above, it wouldn't go over the snow anymore. It would just hit the snow pile and then drop back down. So it was over 6 feet at our front yard.
Yeah.
Then it melted in January or so because we had a warm spell. And by the end of February, it was back up that high again. So, a good 6 to 12 feet isn't unheard of over an entire winter.
Yes.
I will say that is terrifying. However, if I lived in a cottage, dear God, it's been a long week, guys. If I lived in a cottage, like down the way from my favorite Canadian Big Brother and Big Sister, I feel like I could deal.
You'd be fine.
Be like,
it's all good.
"Hi, I'm stuck. Can someone please come and help me?"
Are you saying that the warmth of your friendship would see you through?
Yes.
No, she's saying she'd be calling Ray and be like, "Come dig me out."
Can't breathe it.
100%. I will pay beer. Please come help me.
Just give me 2 seconds here. I'll show you. So we're sitting on the pull-out couch right now. If you actually came over, this is what you'd be sitting right next to. Nice, lovely
Delightful and charming.
So the church is snapped up.
I got it.
It's okay, sweetie.
I love all of these things.
Yeah, I just want to say.
Good deal. Sai, what's your next one?
Me?
Well, I said Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4 because I want that game.
Not that game.
Yeah, they keep releasing patches that just make it even better. It's like the ultimate superhero game. It's really, really good.
That's what I've heard.
I know it's never going to happen, but I want that released on the Xbox.
It's a Sony game. It's not happening.
Yeah.
I know.
That's the problem. Like all the best games, except for like a couple, they're all Sony. They're all made by Sony.
I know.
So they're getting into a Nintendo situation is what you're kind of saying?
Yeah, it's Nintendo and Sony, and Microsoft's kind of hanging in there. I mean, the Xbox is doing better. It's doing better, but they got a long way to go.
Let's see. The next one on Jennifer's list was double pane windows for her house. I could see that. She needs a new front. Storm door is what she really needs. Because I've been over there and tried to fix it multiple times, and it needs help. Sean's next thing on his list was the complete Batman the Animated Series on Blu-ray. Good.
Oh, okay. Hang on just a second, though. There's some controversy on that one.
I've heard that, but still, yeah.
Controversy?
There's a controversy about it, and I don't know if it's the Blu-ray versus the DVD or the 4K Blu-ray versus regular Blu-ray. I can't remember.
It's the 4K versus the regular.
Okay. The regular Blu-ray is based on like the original film masters of the animated series. So it's 1080p. It's very high quality. Mm-hmm. The 4K one they took that and then they refined it and like made it all like super sharp, and it looks weird is what people say. Like it's too sharp. It doesn't there's a controversy about
the
it.
The draw lines on the characters and stuff or something or another don't look right or something. Yeah, I remember reading that.
Yeah, it's just a nostalgia thing, because if you experienced it on TV and you like the noir style, that it's drawn in, then people say to get the Blu-ray, not the 4K.
4K, weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Some controversy. Everybody has some kind of controversy these days.
Yeah. The second one on my list is a board game called Betrayal on House on the Hill. It's a game like a lot of the other ones that I tend to play where the board changes every single time. And in this one, you're all playing together as a group. And at a certain point, something happens called the haunting. And when the haunting happens, there's like 50 different ways that can go. But whenever the haunting happens, one of the people in your group, or maybe possibly more, but I know at least one person in your group becomes the bad guy. And then you spend the rest of the game, the rest of the group trying to take care of the bad guy. And the bad guy may turn into a werewolf and have be super buffed or whatever. They may have demons that they can now control. There's lots of different scenarios. And like I said, there's like 50 different ways it can go. So as you're playing, you want to build up your character and you want to build up the rest of your team, but you don't want any one particular character to become really kind of super powerful, because if they're the one that ends up turning on you, then you're kind of out of luck. And I've seen it played online and it looks like so much fun.
What was that called?
It's called Betrayal at House on the Hill. So, all right, we're back around to the beginning again. Quinn, what you got for us, man?
This one's actually kind of more obvious.
If you know him.
If we know him.
Pizza. Duh.
He wants pizza.
Yeah.
Duh.
Christmas.
Just pizza.
Pizza.
Yep.
Okay. Pizza works.
Is there any flavor of pizza that you don't prefer?
You better not say Hawaiian.
Yeah. Anything that has anything extra, he just wants pepperoni and cheese. Anything above and beyond that is too much.
Bacon, ham.
You want bacon and we've leveled up. Bacon and ham are fine?
Oh.
Yeah, bicking a hammer.
These are new. All right, then.
Anything pork.
We've learned something new tonight. This is helpful.
Yes.
This is helpful. We didn't know that.
Bacon pizza. Got it.
All right.
Bacon's good on everything. Logan, what's the next one on your list?
First, I have a story about the snow that we have here.
Oh.
So, I think I was helping shoveling the driveway, and a couple days later I was trying to find my shovel and I couldn't find it. Turns out it was buried in the snow.
Oh yeah, that.
And it was the snow was so tall that I couldn't find it. And
Fear and port. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was so devastated when I found out it was buried in the snow because I thought I was going to get in trouble.
Oh. Okay, now serious.
Okay.
Did you get in trouble, Dad?
No, because I would just shovel anyway.
There you go.
My third one is a 3D printed Voltron.
Oh, that
one.
Because we saw that it moves and everything, man. That's awesome.
Yes.
Fancy.
That's really cool.
Yeah, there's this guy I found on Instagram, and he has a Patreon. And he's like, for $5 a month, you can get access to all my files. And I'm like, well, let me see what all he's got. And he had this awesome looking Voltron, and I was like, wow, this guy is legit. And then he posted some videos, and I'm like, oh, it breaks apart. The lions actually transform. He designed all of this. The lions look like a lion. They transform into the different arms and legs and stuff, and then actually connect. I'm like, yeah, I thought I was okay at designing stuff. I'm like, I'm nothing compared to this guy. This guy is legit. So yeah, I'm down with you on that one. That looks awesome. Ray, what's your next one?
So my next one is to actually sit down with somebody and design my back tattoo. I have a tattoo idea in my head, a giant turtle shell, and I have things like certain lines that I want my parents' signature in, and I want things representative of the kids and Chris and I, and just all different aspects of my life are all within the shell. And so I'd love to sit down with another artist and actually try and figure that out.
Very cool.
Adorable. I can't deal with this family.
Why is it when you said giant turtle shell, the first thing that went in my head was you were going to have somewhere on it, see the turtle of enormous earth, on its back it holds the earth. Sign knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, well, the Samoans believe that the earth is being carried by the turtle within the universe. So that's, yeah.
The first thing I thought of was turtle.
Yeah, no, not quite. I was thinking the Mario shell.
I was Canadian. That makes sense.
You get a giant turtle shell tattooed on my back. I'm gonna walk around with a hammer all the time. Yeah, I'm good.
Start throwing hammers at people.
Yeah. What's your next one, Chris?
It's along the same lines as Ray. I want money for more tattoos. I love getting tattoos. I love being a tattooed woman.
Yep.
I'm moderately tattooed at this point. So more please.
And she fine too. So.
Good deal. All right, Lainey, what's next on your list?
So Ralph Breaks the Internet came out.
Yes.
And I haven't actually seen it.
Same.
But like every true Disney nerd, I of course saw the Disney princesses like comfortable outfits like 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been obsessed with Tiana's like since then. But the Disney store came out with like they didn't come out with all of them, which I thought was really silly. But they did come out with like this sweatshirt that goes with her comfy look, and it's really cute. And it's like the Princess and the Frog green, and it says like NOLA across the front, and it has like the little crown on it. I want that. Friggin' cute. And
I don't know if I've seen that one, but I've seen some of the other ones. I know what you're talking about.
The whole Snow White, or not Snow White, the whole Sleeping Beauty one, and that one's really cute. But I want the Tiana one because I think it's the best one.
Good deal.
She looks so good.
Cyrus, what's next on your list?
I sent y'all a message.
Yes, you did, and it shows up on the thing. Bruticus, huh?
Yes, Transformers Generations Combiner Wars Bruticus Special Collector's Pack. Only $169.99. One left. Maybe we should check them out later on eBay. What do you say?
No, you said you weren't going to do this. You did a whole episode about being a collector, getting older, and trying not to collect stuff that you don't need. And the whole time I was sitting there listening to you talk, I'm going, so is he saying he's giving up on eBay? No, surely not.
I said stuff that I don't need. I didn't say anything about Bruticus.
You're right. My bad. So, let's see. Number 3 on Jennifer's list was a GoPro. I can understand that. She does a lot of hiking and stuff. I could see why she'd want a GoPro. Sean's number 3 was season 1 of The Orville. I have not watched that show. Has anyone on here watched that show?
No, but it sounds cool.
I've seen like 3 episodes. It's fun.
I've heard good things about it.
It's better than some of the Star Trek stuff.
Ooh, shots fired.
That's what I heard too.
It's like funny Star Trek. And
yeah,
it's pretty good, actually.
I'm gonna have to switch my number 3 around and think about this because I know for a fact I'm getting number 3. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch my next one. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. It just looks like too much fun,
dude. It's every character.
When they announced that, and they went through about halfway through, because they were announcing, they're like, "Oh, this is gonna be here, this is gonna," and then finally they just went, "Everyone's gonna be in here. Every single character ever is gonna be on here," and just like started ripping through them. Everyone who's a Smash Brothers player just like lost their stuff.
Yeah.
And then they keep announcing more people. They're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna add in Simon Belmont and Richter Belmont. We're gonna add in all these other characters," and I'm just going, my brain is breaking. I'm like, I've always enjoyed Smash Brothers, but I've never been like super into it. I'm just like, I may have to really get into this. This just looks
like it's like a no-brainer. It's like there's so much in that game. It's like it's definitely worth the money. That's the thing about Nintendo, man. It's like, their games are expensive, but they're worth it.
Yeah, you definitely get the worth out of it. So, all right, round 4. Quinn, what you got for us, buddy?
They didn't put in Waluigi. That was only for
You're right. He's the one character, but I wouldn't doubt it if they add him later.
Legends of Zelda figures. So I'm talking about Link, Zelda.
Oh, the figures. Yeah.
And in that is the Twilight Princess, Skullboy, and more. Like literally, maybe even the Guardians if there is any.
Cool. Oh, they're out there.
Dad's already been checking. Very cool.
I didn't know about those ones, so that's a good one to know about. I don't even know
who half those characters are.
Ganon? Well, no, I know who Ganon is.
Do y'all buy amiibos? Do y'all have like all the? Y'all do the amiibos?
No, see, we did Skylanders, and then thanks, bud.
Skylanders are like the Walmart version of amiibos. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and the problem is we saw how many of those we had after a couple of years of collecting them. It was like, dear God, there's just too many of them. So to get into something else was like, no.
I understand. I understand that, but they're pretty cool.
They are pretty cool.
Well, but I do like when Nintendo's done, and that's depending on which game you play. Like amiibos will actually help you out in different games. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Well, in Skylanders, you have to collect them to play.
Yes.
Clicked.
All right.
What's your next one, Logan?
A flight to Texas.
She wants to come see me.
Maybe.
About me. Girl, I totally get it. I want to come to Canada to see you too. It's fine.
No joke.
So y'all should come to Texas in the winter, and then we should go to Canada in the summer, right?
True. I'm afraid Canada in the winter, my very first time, would just break me. I just don't.
Easy in.
Don't come in February. If you come in February, it will break you. The cold and the snow alone will break you. Yes.
I would say late March.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
late March.
November.
March break would be good.
There you go.
That would be perfect, actually.
Or
like
January.
early
no,
December,
not January.
December.
Like early December, like
Where are you going for spring break? I'm going to Canada.
Why?
What?
Okay. Let's go where it's cold. All right, Ray, what's your next one?
So Lainey actually changed mine up, which is good. I would like to take an all-expenses paid trip to Disney World, but not just Disney World. I want to stay at the hotel, Star Wars hotel, have the full experience.
Nice.
And be like, a Jedi and stuff.
Wow.
Absolutely. If you do that too, I feel like you should set aside 3 days alone for just the hotel.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like
because it's gonna be insane.
Yeah, the stuff that I've heard through the grapevine that I'm not supposed to know, it sounds crazy.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. They're talking about how interactive it's going to be, where there's, depending on where you are on the spectrum, right? If you're a Jedi, the stormtroopers will give you trouble.
Yeah.
And
within the park, it's crazy. I'm very interested to see how this actually ends up playing out, like in reality. So.
Yep, me too.
Cool.
So that's why I full blown. I want to do the whole thing.
Fair.
Go to the hotel and check it out.
Very cool. Chris, what's next on your list?
I would like a gray water system for our cottage.
Good deal.
You're my favorite.
For those of us who may not know what a gray water system is, can you please explain what a gray water system is?
Please. So gray water is the water that comes from your sink or shower.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like Flint, Michigan.
No.
Again, you can't.
Water is really gray.
Yeah. It's just water that's been used before, but not like toilet water.
And
exactly, yeah.
Filtered and reused as something else.
Something else, probably just for the gardens and stuff like that. But I would like a gray water system.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be cool.
Lainey, what's next on your list?
So next thing on my list is the Encyclopedia of Serial Killers by Michael Newton.
Yeah, I love this about you. You're such a sweet person. What does Lainey love? Serial killers.
I love it.
No sense.
I know. No, I do. It's very comprehensive from what research that I have done. It seems to be like the most comprehensive view of terrifying serial killers and everything. So I'm into it because I need to know. Sometimes I'll I'll think of something and I'll be like, is that Richard Ramirez or is that I don't quite remember, and I need to look it up. So I just need a reference guide. You know what I mean? Just make my life a lot easier.
You want to hear something funny, Lainey? You probably appreciate this. You remember in Silence of the Lambs, there's a scene where Hannibal Lecter tells Clarice, "Look deep within yourself," and he's talking about your self storage.
Yes.
There's a your self storage right down the street from me.
Stop! Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I would 100%. I would just store my stuff there specifically for that reason.
Every time I drive by it, I'm like, uh-oh, you know.
I love that. Oh my God, I love it.
All right, Sai, what's next on your list?
Man. Okay. So it's going to sound kind of superficial, but there's 3 stipulations to what I want.
The first thing on Jennifer's list was a Tesla. Go.
Okay. I want a photograph with Sean Connery, signed by Sean Connery with me and him in it, but it needs to be also like a story, like how, like, not just like I saw him at a convention and I got a picture taken with him, got it signed, like
an actual, like, we into each
other. We ran into each other and we had a adventure together. There was this crazy situation. I helped him out and he took a picture with me.
You found him at the side of the road, broken down. You needed a ride somewhere.
Yeah. I want a story.
That is awesome.
I like that.
That's great, actually.
Those are good.
Let's see here. Next on Jennifer's list was a pressure washer. I'm assuming just to clean stuff outside, and if that's the case, I can actually hope I can loan her one. I can kind of help her with that one, but
yeah.
Here you go.
I've got one here. If you need to borrow it, let me know.
For adults, it's like, actually, I think you could just borrow my. Ugh,
yeah,
guys.
It's like very specific. Like, what do you want for Christmas? Oh, I need toilet paper. You know, like,
I could use like a new toilet brush, I guess, if I.
Yeah.
I'm really thinking about things.
Sean's next one is, he doesn't specify which one, but he says a 3D printer. I'm going to actually jump on that one because I'm going to make that my number 4 as well. There's the 3D printer that my brother has. I've been wanting to pull the trigger on it for quite a while. I just don't have the room for it, but actually, you know what? I take that back. I would like that one, but Prusa is about to release it's like $1,500, but it's called a SLI 3D printer, and it actually instead of using liquid plastic to build from the bottom up, it takes a plate and dips it in a resin and then uses a laser to instantly cure it and slowly pulls the plate back out with it upside down. And like my printer prints at 0.2 millimeters, so that would be the resolution. This thing does 0.04. Like we're talking about almost to the quality of like stuff that you would buy in the store, and especially for small stuff. So like the 3D printed pieces I did for like Catan, they look pretty good. Like they would look remarkable on one of these things. But like I said, $1,500. But whatever. It's my wish list. Whatever. All right, we are on to our final round, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, Quinn, what you got for us, buddy?
It's my favorite. You're probably gonna laugh. So,
okay.
1 million Canadian dollars. I like wait.
Oh my God.
I have not looked to see what the exchange rate is. Would it be better to be in Canadian or U.S.?
Be better in America.
All right. I was just checking, but
It's about 1.25, 1.3 million
okay.
Canadian compared to 1 million American. Yeah.
But it all, you know what? $1 million, still good enough.
Million's a million. That's
Yeah.
our, yeah.
Just $1 million.
That's a lot of pizza. That's a lot. Of
That is a lot of pizza.
I just buy myself too much.
Pizza.
I'm not just gonna buy pizza.
Oh, okay.
And yet he'd still be asking for mom or dad. Can y'all chip in for that? What's the last thing on your list, Logan?
Go ahead.
A $500 gift card to any video game store or like EB Game Store Hot Topic.
Nice.
Yes.
It's actually a
Anything
lot
in-
more. It's a lot more doable than the million.
Yeah, that is. But
I
is
get
there
it.
anything in particular you'd be looking for?
And anything particular you'd be looking for?
Anything Stranger Things or Voltron.
Nice.
Okay, but wait. Did you see that Hot Topic has started carrying stuff from RuPaul's Drag Race?
Really?
Okay, so
Yes.
they just all the seasons on Netflix, and she's freaking out about it. She's freaking out.
They have them all in Canada?
Yes. Well,
Love
the 8 seasons.
So
8 seasons.
lucky. Oh my God.
They have 8 seasons on.
8 or 9 seasons.
Yeah.
They don't have them on
Well, no,
Netflix.
they don't have the first season. They have the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth,
And 9th. There you go.
There you go.
Seven are my favorite. Because I love Willem and I love Trixie Mattel and Katya and Bob the Drag Queen, obviously.
Bob.
Bob's pretty
Bob
good.
the Drag-
But yes, Hot Topic started carrying drag queen merch, so be on the lookout because it's there.
Okay.
I got you. I got
Okay.
The nearest Hot Topic is like 3 hours away.
Yeah.
So.
I get it.
Okay.
3.5, and that's okay.
There you go.
Oh, bro.
Ray, what's the last thing on your list?
So the last one is like my big wish for more like long term into my retirement. For her not to drop that.
Okay, Chris, what's yours? No.
A workshop, but not just a workshop. So it's a workshop for woodworking as well as blacksmithing. I think that would be
Nice.
just to have.
You mean like with the elves and stuff, or like?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it would be a lot of fun to see what I could get up to, especially
It's ridiculous.
Very cool. Chris, what's the last one on your list?
So, I would like to take a very long, several month long road trip to in Europe.
Road trip?
Okay.
Rent to RV.
Without you.
Yeah, without No, we would take them if they were still. But I would really like to do this and go because it's got to be for several months because the likelihood of me ever going back would be something else. I want to go, drive everywhere, and
What
do that.
countries
Yes.
are you thinking? Like, what are some countries you have in mind?
So
I-
I'm third generation Canadian. All my family's from Liverpool, England. I want to go to England, Scotland, and then
Ireland, 'cause you're there.
Ireland because
London.
you're there. It's just a little
Yeah.
hop, skip, and a jump, and then do the Channel, and then get into France and just everything.
You might want to do it pretty soon because they're talking about changing the rules about their borders because of the Brexit.
Well, because of Brexit. yeah.
Well, that's still up in the air. We'll see if that actually happens. There's a lot of ramifications of it.
I love
Well,
that.
alrighty then.
Let's go on this road trip. Can I come too?
Sure. Of course.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. Everybody comes.
Yeah, everybody.
Go to
Get on the
Iceland
bus.
first, then we'll get over there.
Lainey, what's the last thing on your list?
So the last thing on my list is a Walt Disney Treasures DVD collection. Because of course it is. But it's the Your Host Walt Disney, the TV Memories one. So I, growing up, watched a lot of Vault Disney.
Okay,
it had a lot of like his old TV spots and stuff on them. that I always really, really liked. I love seeing Walt like actually on TV. He was very big and at a time when TV was seen as like the enemy of a lot of these old movie studios. He really used it to his advantage and got his product out there and was very, very smart about it. But I just, growing up, I really loved those old reels of Walt doing whatever he was doing. They just made my heart very, very warm. So I would love to have a collection of that to watch whenever. It would be amazing. Plus, if he's introing something that I really like Zorro or something, I would be super into that. So, but yeah, go figure. Cool. Serial killers to Walt Disney, just layers and layers in this little onion. That's it.
Good deal. A couple things. Born Distracted in the chat room said, "OMG, did hell freeze over? Sai is back." I just realized, why do you have bats hanging behind you?
Because I do like Christmas, but I am a Halloween queen first and foremost, forever and always. And so this just felt right.
Okay. Good deal.
On my bed. It makes sense.
Sure, why not? Cyrus, what's the last thing on your list?
Well, it's three little words that I've always wanted to hear, and you don't really know that you want to hear them until you don't. And
I love you, Sai.
You are right.
No, although I love you too, and thank you. It's words that you take for granted, because I used to hear them, but I haven't heard them in a long time, and I'm ready to hear them again. And that's Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
I said it had to be something that you could buy. I don't know if you can buy it. I know Jerry Jones might could buy it, so it counts. Why not?
Look at that shade. I like it.
Let's see here. The last thing on Jennifer's list. This should have been number one on her list, in my opinion. A laptop that's not a POS. Yeah. Her laptop is literally she has this fan thing that she has to sit it on so it doesn't overheat. It has to stay plugged in all the time because the battery is shot on it. I mean, it is old as dirt. Yeah, that would be great, Jen. I second that wholeheartly. The last thing that's on Sean's list is Christmas Story leg lamp.
Yes. Does he know that that's very possible?
Oh, it's very possible. I don't know if Deb will let it happen.
Yeah.
I want that of the year. Come on.
Very cool. I'm going to update. Because of the grand scale in which Ray said his, I'm going to expand mine a little bit. My last thing was a belt sander, not like a handheld one. Like I want one that has like the big belt and then has the side wheel on it, but I'd like it to be in a whole shop area because, Lainey was over last night and she's like, "What are you doing, friend?" And I'm like, "I am building out of PVC pipe, basically a shelter to put over the stuff that I'm trying to paint that's on my back porch, because everything else keeps, like, the wind keeps kicking up, keeps blowing stuff on there." And I'm like, man, you know how awesome it would be to actually have a designated area where I could do this and not have to worry about. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a deal with you. We will have an interdimensional door attached to my shop and your shop. And then that way we can have like the 3D printers on your side.
That works.
We have the woodworking and metal shop on our side.
And Lainey will use that door all the time.
Too much so. Yeah.
You might be over. You might be overcommitting a little on this. Yeah. I'm just.
All right. Well, that is it for our Christmas wish list, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on to our picks and pans real quick. Would anyone like to go first?
I have one.
Actually, you were beat to the punch. Quinn, what is a pick and or pan you have?
Okay, can I do both of them?
Two picks, yeah.
No, what you have written down.
Okay, what do you have?
What's your pick?
Dramatic music, please.
Dramatic music.
Okay.
And now, Quinn, this pick.
The month of Christmas.
Oh,
the whole month. That's a good pick.
Christmas, all right then.
That's my my good. Here's the bet.
Oh, in your pan, okay.
Okay, go have your pan.
It happened on Thursday.
It did, yeah. Go ahead.
And I threw up.
Oh, yeah.
Because I ate too much oranges. I had like 6 in like 2 days.
He ate a lot of oranges.
He discovered a love of clementines and overdid it.
Right? Clementines are delicious, though, right?
Those are good.
They're so
Oranges are good.
Oranges are super good.
Just not eating a ton of them to make yourself throw up. No.
Yeah.
Stomach acid is a real thing, and it will get you every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't OD on stuff. Doesn't work out well.
Yep.
Logan, do you have a pick or pan for us?
We had a Santa Claus parade tonight. Tonight. And the pan part of it is it was super cold and it was windy, and the kid behind me, his stand fell off the float.
Okay, you have to explain. She was in the school band that was in the
parade.
Oh, nice.
You were in the parade?
Yes.
Logan, that's so cool. I love that.
And,
playing the saxophone.
and then one of the kids' stands fell off the
float.
Fell off the float.
and then like 2 seconds later, he lost one of his sheets of music. So he only had
So he wasn't too happy.
No,
Poor
he
Carter.
That's baby.
Poor dude.
Carter.
It's the worst.
Ray, do you have a pick or pan for us?
I do. So my pick is that William Nylander has signed with the Maple Leafs.
Thank God this
and I'm
is
glad
over.
it's over because today. So if he didn't sign today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, then he would not have been able to play in the NHL this year at all. So they did sign him. They got the signed contract back from him at 4:52. So they had 8 minutes to put it into the NHL. And anyway, glad it's over. Glad it's done.
Why did they wait to the last minute?
Yeah.
because
The entire Leafs nation is asking that question right now. So
You think it was a negotiation thing? Like there was some.
I think it was. I think there was a lot of contract negotiations and a lot of just trying to get the most out of the team because the team didn't want to budge. And anyway, that's kind of where it's at. So pick number 2 though is a little bit of a story which is fun. Chris and I were sitting in the car listening to an audiobook.
Oh.
We were just driving along. Now, I don't know if you guys remember
ICQ.
ICQ.
Yeah.
But so as we're driving along, I get a text message. Now, my text messages are the ICQ sound, and in the book we have.
I don't even remember the ICQ sound.
I was sitting there trying to think. I was like, what did it sound like again? Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yes. Okay, so Luke Daniels is reading us a lovely story, and in the story, next thing you know, somebody takes a swing at one of the other characters, and that's what he's describing. And he swings the steel contraption at the other character. Uh-oh, I got a text. It was perfect. Yeah, so we both had a really good laugh about that because
We're listening to the authorities.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was the swinging of the yes. And
Yeah.
You don't.
perfect timing. Thank you. That was awesome.
Thank you.
I forgot about what that sound effect was. Oh man, that brings back memories.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, do you have a pick or pan for the week?
I have some stuff. So, a big pan. Our oven took a crap, so we had to buy a new one. Which
Merry
no.
Yes.
it's like all the electronics. The oven was getting into the electronics
And
of the oven, and then
you were cooking. So
I was cooking our favorite meal, and at the moment the buzzer went that it was done, the whole thing lit up, and then it arced.
The display
The
for the oven
display
actually arced
arced.
across, and
It's
it's like, okay, we're done.
Wow.
Yep. So to get a new oven. So then my picks are, I finally watched The Karate Kid. Never watched it before. Finally watched it.
Wait, like the first one?
Yeah.
The first one. I got her to watch it.
Never seen the Karate Kid.
I've never watched it before. I really liked it. It was really good.
Yes.
How have you never seen it? How's that possible?
I just never have it. Now I want to watch the rest of them.
No. You want to watch
Two is not bad. Two's not bad. I say at least watch 2.
the second one's good. The third one's okay. After that, don't do.
No. I just want to watch the Ralph Macchio ones. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just
The first 3 are okay.
Yeah. We saw Crimes of Grindelwald last week.
Ooh, is that good? Is that good?
Okay, so
I really liked it. I liked it.
All the people that are hating on the movie right now, can you just wait until the
3
next?
more movies.
Yeah,
left.
like there's so much story that's coming.
Yeah.
Wasn't there some controversy about the snake thing?
Oh God, yes.
So it's just people.
That's people.
They're bitching. They're bitching.
They are, yes.
Anyway, so I thought it was great. Can't wait for the other 3 movies to come out. It's going to be wonderful. And then I got my birthday present came from Ray. I got new earrings. I'm not a big jewelry girl, but I wanted these specific types of earrings, and we had to order them from Texas, actually. And because we're having a postal strike here, the Canada Post is doing
which apparently is over because I finally got notifications from Etsy. I constantly was getting notifications saying, shipping to Canada may have a problem. And I'm just like, I need to ask them about this.
Yeah, they were doing rotating strikes, and legislation had to go through in order for the strikes to stop. Anyway, so I finally got my earrings, and I love them, and they're in, and you can't see them, but they're rose gold, and they're hoops, and they fit through my stretched earlobes, and I love them. So
Nice.
that's it.
Very cool.
Chill.
No, they're
but
long story there.
He can't.
Lainey, do you have a pick or pan for the week?
I do have a pick. So
What's his name?
Good.
Joseph, go on.
Shut up, Eugene. Oh,
Shut up, you guys. Shut up, you guys.
You're not helping. So my pick is I started listening to another podcast because that's what I need a podcast to add to my list of podcasts. But it's actually really, really good. It's really interesting. It's called She's All Fat. But it's all about like body positivity and like feminism, and it's really, really good. I actually really like it. The women that host it both come from very, very different backgrounds, so I feel like it gives a really good comprehensive look at everything. I've just really enjoyed it. The girls are super, super funny that host it. It just gives a really good look at body positivity, which I think is really important. So I've kind of dove in head first and started from the very, very beginning and have been listening all the way to present. And it's really, really good. So I highly recommend it if anybody's interested and needs another podcast to listen to. I love it. It's great. So check it out. She's All Fat. Plus, hilarious name. Amazing.
All right. Side, you have a pick or pan for us?
I was going to say there's no serial killer like angles going.
No, but I did go on. Oh wait, can I have two? I can have two.
Sure, go for it.
So a few weeks ago, I went on a ghost tour pub crawl.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Those are 2 things that I love. So that was great. And then got singled out because I was the only person who knew who the Servant Girl Annihilator was. So that was a fun moment for me. So, yeah, if anybody's in the Austin area, check out Nightly Spirits. That was really, really good. Or yeah, I think that's what it was called. Was it Nightly Spirits?
All right, next time we come down.
I'm not going. I
will go with you. It was so much fun. It was amazing. Super.
You're not old enough. You have to be 21.
I know. I will go, Logan. I will specifically go for you.
She said I look 21.
You do not look 21.
No, baby, you don't want to look 21.
Not yet.
Don't do that. I'll go on the pub crawl with your parents. I will go on a ghost tour specifically with you. That would be super, super fun.
Very
good deal. Cyrus, do you have a pick or pan for us?
It's been a long time since I've been on this show, so I have an enormous wealth of picks and pans I could pick from.
Pick one.
Well, I have to say, my pick would be my new apartment. I'm very happy.
Hey, hip hip hooray!
It has been 2 days of excruciating hell, but I'm almost done.
Yeah. Well, moving is the worst.
Well, what's funny is I had almost everything I owned in one room. And now I have every room here is like full of shit. I'm like, how is this possible?
It multiplied in the car from there to here, right?
Yeah.
I must have like compressed my, like, you know how like when you like they have those bags that like you seal and like you suck all the air out, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have been like that sort of scenario, like, you know, pop the top and they expand. But anyway, it's really cool. I haven't had my own place in since before I was married. So 2003.
Wow. Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah. Yeah. And tomorrow the cats move in.
Yay.
So they're freaking out.
I'll
Oh, I
bet.
bet.
So
Very cool.
yeah. Poor Moogle jumped on me when I went back over there this evening and wouldn't let go of me.
Don't
And I
use
was-
it again.
I was like, okay, it's time to get down. He's like, meow. I'm like, they said like as soon as I leave, he like just stares at the door for like 30 minutes, and
But is he coming back?
yeah, they're freaking out.
It'll
No,
be
they'll feel
fine.
better
Once they
tomorrow.
realize you're they're with you, it'll be good.
Yeah.
I have 3 quick things. Number 1, my wife and I have gone back and started rewatching Happy Endings.
Oh my god.
Every so often, my wife looks at me. It's just like, why did they cancel this show? Why did they cancel this show?
No one
Because it
knows.
is hilarious.
No.
Speaking of canceled shows,
Oh yeah. Daredevil, yeah. My second pick is Catan Jr. We actually got this for my boys quite a while ago over the Thanksgiving break. I brought it with me, and we were sitting there playing it, and I think they finally got the rules down. So I'm starting on them on the board game. So very happy with that. My last thing is actually a pick and a pan. Alex has been talking about this Ultimate Hot Wheels garage thing, and it was on Amazon for like $150, and then it went off, and then it came back on from a third-party seller, and they wanted $180 plus another $20 for shipping. So I'm like, well, let me just see. So I Google it real quick, and it comes up for $99 at Best Buy, and I'm like, it's Hot Wheels. What? Best Buy? What? So it was legit. So I ordered it for $99. So save $50. There's my pick. Here's my pan. It was supposed to show up on Tuesday. It showed up yesterday. That should be a pick, except it was sitting on my front door and no box. Like it is just the actual box, the actual Hot Wheels box. So I had texted, I got a message. I was texting Christy. I was like, hey, the thing is sitting on the front porch. Be careful. Thank God, because when she pulled up, she's like, just like she pulls in the garage, cuts off the car and closes the garage door, which is not how she normally does it. And of course the boys are like, Mommy, what are you doing? She's like, we've just got to get in. We got to get some stuff taken care of. So she immediately like runs back out when they're not looking, grabs it, pulls it in the garage. I show up not too much later from work. I open, the garage door's opening. And as I'm pulling in, I look there and it's just sitting there. You know exactly what it is. It's got a big picture on it. I'm just like,
Wow.
crap, Christmas is ruined. But luckily they don't know about it.
Okay, good.
wow.
I'm just like, how do you, in an age where stuff is getting stolen off of people's front porches, including my mom's, how do you ship something and not put it in a brown box? Like, how do you not do that? So I guess that's where that $50 savings comes in. Anyway, that was my pan. That being said, that's it for our show, ladies and gentlemen. If you would please give us a 5-star rating on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Music. If you would please, it does really help out. You can also check us out at epicallygeeky.com, which has been recently redesigned. If you have not been to our site in a while, go check it out. It's actually really cool. You can also find us at Epically Geeky on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We are recording a new episode of the Marginally Geeky Show this coming week. The Power is the name of the book that we're doing.
The power.
It feels like something from
Having flashbacks to college side.
Can I just? I do have to say this about this book. It sounds like something the Simpsons have made up.
Yeah.
The leader is good. The leader is great. Anyway,
yeah. We have a Sustainably Geeky coming out here. Actually, the latest one just dropped. The news recording is coming up here pretty quick. In all seriousness, I'm a little jealous that 5 episodes in, Jennifer has an episode that I'm like, this is the one you need to point to, because she got a guy that is a huge electric vehicles proponent. There's a lot of stuff, and nothing against anyone else that's on that show, but Ray, it was a good thing you showed up on that show because you asked all the questions that I think normal people would have wanted to know. That was just a very well done show. Like, very good. That's the one that she needs to point people to, saying, hey, you know, I've got this show, especially if you have an interest in electric vehicles, this is the one you need to listen to.
So what you're saying is, no, never mind.
So where can we find you on the net? I'm not going to start with the kids because I know y'all aren't on the internet yet.
No,
they are not.
No.
No.
Especially not with someone else's PlayStation ID.
That's right. They have their own.
Yeah, we do.
Great. Now I have to put that in the pre-show, otherwise no one's going to have a clue what we're talking about. Ray, where can we find you online?
Lake Life Artist on Instagram is the best spot. I keep promising you that I'm going to put stuff out there. It will come. I've been busy trying to get ready for the winter. And things are going to slow down here in a little bit. And I still have a couple of skateboards that I have to do. And then a couple of oil paintings that are coming as well. One of them has to be done before December sometime. So
Why?
Pretty sure there's a gift in there somewhere. Anyway.
Oh.
Yes.
That would be why.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So very good. Chris, where can we find you online?
Here, Marginally Geeky and Sustainably Geeky, and on Instagram at Cedar Birch Cottage. Although I just haven't posted because I haven't felt inspired to do so, but maybe soon.
Good deal. Lainey, where can we find you online?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at It's a Laney Bird. And listen, guys, hopefully Epic Rhythm and Blues is coming back. We're going through some growing pains. But we're trying to figure some stuff out. Yes, no. And if and when we do come back, the Canadians will be a huge part of it because, dear God, I need some help. So
you have until March because that will be 1 year.
Yes. Oh, we'll get something out by March. Otherwise,
okay. Y'all heard it.
Really?
She said by March. A year.
That's the plan.
Yes.
That is the plan.
Cyrus, where can we find you online?
You can find me at videogamevirus.com. Of course, on YouTube. Look up either Cyrus Martin or Video Game Virus. Or you can find me on PlayStation Network. But
yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I'm around. You can find me. It's not that hard. The only place you can't find me is Steam. I don't do PC gaming. Sorry.
He's done with it. He's like, nope, done.
Nope.
Over
Got
it.
Just being honest.
Hey, you know what? That's fine. As for me, you can follow my individual wacky adventures online at Optimus Gene on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I've been posting a few 3D printing stuff here and there. I've got a big project I'm trying to get finished up, and then I can start posting some other stuff I'm actually working on. I've actually been fiddling. I always have to fiddle with something in my hand. I've got part of a 3D printed proton pack, and I've got another proton pack that's it's crazy. So lots of stuff going on. So for everyone on the site, have a good night. And we are.